Welcome back to Market. Are you ready to save on energy costs at your office? Go Green Building Technologies has an energy-efficient solution to keeping offices cool with its Huper Optik Ceramic film for glass. Let's take a look. Tell us about Go Green Building Technologies.
Go Green Building Technologies is a company formed, and our main focus is on offering energy-saving solutions to Trinidad and Tobago. For example, we have a building system called Plaswall. Using our product would reduce your energy cost by about 40% because of the nature of the wall system. We also have window cleaning products, a window cleaning solution where we clean your building glass with pure water. We don't introduce any chemicals, and if it's to clean some of the buildings that we see here in Trinidad and Tobago that have never been cleaned or have been cleaned for like 15 years, we may need to introduce some sort of cleaning agent, but we make sure that all our cleaning compounds are eco-friendly and will not harm the environment.
You are introducing a new product to the Trinidad and Tobago market that you're very excited about. Tell us about that product.
Yes, that's really a very interesting product. Our new product that we want to introduce to Trinidad and Tobago, it's called Huper Optik. It's a ceramic film out of Germany, and it's used for tinting windows. If you look at most people who have tint in their building, which is probably most buildings in Trinidad and Tobago, if you look behind it, you'll see blinds, and that's because really the tinting systems that we use in Trinidad right now, they really are not working. But we guarantee using Huper Optik films that you would definitely would be able to reduce the temperature in your building by about 5 degrees Fahrenheit, and not only that, you wouldn't have fading, you would not have your carpet turning a different color or your expensive furniture fading because of the ultraviolet rays. That will reduce 99.9% of ultraviolet rays as well.
And how does that impact on your energy bill?
We expect that people would be able to save anywhere from around 30%. And if you really think about it, and especially in the office environment, about 75% of your energy costs runs from about 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 7 o'clock in the afternoon. And if you use with our film, it will cut your AC bill, which is your high price item with running an office building. We will cut that by at least 30%.
What can the Huper Optik range be used for?
Huper Optik films are used literally to cover any piece of glass. The most common use of it is in commercial buildings. The Royal Caribbean just did 500,000 square feet using our film, and they in fact were able to reduce their energy costs by 30 to 40%. It can be used on cars. Anywhere that you have glass, you can use our film. Anywhere you want to keep the heat out of the structure, you can use our film.
What are the benefits of using the Huper Optik range of films over the other films that are available on the market?
Well, perhaps the biggest benefit of using our film is you don't necessarily need to use a very dark film. Conventional films, the darker the film is and the more mirrored it is, the better it is for reflecting infrared rays, which is what causes the heat to come into your building. But our film, the technology, because it's a ceramic film, it's made up of particles of metal. What happens is when the rays come in, as they hit your window and hit our film, they bounce right back out. And perhaps that's the best advantage that we have over films. We don't necessarily need to use a dark film. Our clear film will give you as good as an effect, and actually in some cases a much better effect. One of the interesting things is our film for cars. If you think of, again, with cars, you can only use the tint on your side windows and your back windscreen. Our tint, we can actually tint the front windscreen with our film because we actually have a clear film that will reduce the heat coming into your car, and the results are amazing.
Does it also reduce the glare?
Oh, absolutely. Now, in the clear films, the glare reduction, the very clear film, the glare reduction is only about 20%. But in some of our other films, as we go darker and yet not the very dark films, we will reduce the glare reduction as much as 60 to 70%.
So your darkest film is still within the legal limits?
Oh, well beyond the legal limit. Our dark films, we seldom use it because, again, too, even in buildings, why people don't want to use it dark films, because it makes your building dark, and then you have to put more lights in your building, and what does that mean? Your energy costs go right back up again.
Where can persons get Huper Optik film?
From Go Green Building Technologies. The reason for that is that our technicians had to be certified for the installation of it. The interesting thing is we give a 15-year warranty on commercial tinting, no questions asked. And on household tinting, we give a lifetime guarantee. So in your lifetime, my lifetime, you don't have to worry about Huper Optik films. And I don't think there is any other film company out there that comes even close to matching that guarantee.
In terms of price, how affordable is it compared to the other films?
I know you were going to ask me that question, you know. We are definitely more expensive, but let's look at it this way. If you tint a building with regular film, you still have to invest in blinds. And people have this thinking that you put in blinds, okay, then the heat is gone away, but the heat is already in your building, and that's the challenge. So you still have to invest in the film, and then 95% of the time you have to still invest in blinds. So when you add up the cost of the film and the blinds, I would think that we are comparable, and the effect is 10 times better.
Allison, I think you have us all excited about this Huper Optiks film, and you know what they say, the proof is in the pudding. So how about we take a look at what Huper Optiks really can do?
That would be my pleasure. So what I've done here is I've set our British temperature unit gauge that will measure the infrared rays of the sun. I have an infrared light here which recreates the sun's rays. And first I will use clear glass, right, to show you if you have absolutely no film on your glass, what would be the energy reduction. So as you can see here now, we've actually reduced the temperature by about 18 British units. So there is a little bit of energy savings, but a lot of the infrared light is still coming in. This is actually a sample of a local brand, a brand that's available locally. And this is a fairly dark tint, so you would expect that the effect would be quite great. But as you can see here, when I put this on, literally the reading is at 80. So the fact that I've shown you that is with film, the film that is available here, the energy savings is minimal. So what I would also now like to introduce to you are our Huper Optik, show you the effect of the Huper Optik films. So what we have here, this is a British temperature unit gauge. This is what we would be using to record the temperature. And behind here, we have an infrared light that is simulating the infrared rays of the sun, and this will do the measurement. So what we've done is we've set a benchmark here of 100. This is using clear glass. So you can see, let's assume you have absolutely no tint on your glass. We're getting 100 British temperature units. The next one we will want to show you is our Fusion 10. Our Fusion 10 is a slightly mirrored film, and using the gauge, what we've gone from 100 with clear, with Fusion 10, our British temperature units is now 16. We'll show you another film, which is our Thermex 30. Our Thermex 30, it's a more bronze film, again too, a lighter mirror film. Our British temperature units now recording at 12. Then we go down to our Ceramic 50, which is, as you can see, it's a fairly clear tint. And when we measure it, our British temperature units it's at 18. And then if we use our film of films, it's called our Ceramic 70. When we measure it, you will see the British temperature units is up to 31. But again, too, you can see that it's literally almost as clear as glass. And this is the film that I mentioned earlier, that we can actually tint the front windscreen of a car. And we are the only people globally that we know of that can do that.
This is the HTC One. Basically, this phone is HTC's Hail Mary. The company's been in rough shape for a long time, and it's hard to say how many more chances it's going to get to make a real dent in the smartphone market.